Minecraft. It is me, jrh724 here, back again with another episode of the jrh724 show. This was meant to be a one-time thing with Ron C, but I decided to do it again, and there will be another one of these, but everybody, thank you for tuning in for another episode of the jrh724 show. It has been quite some time since we've made another interview. The last time we made an interview was around April-Easter time with Ron C, the musician that created one of the best theme songs I have ever heard, known as On Lost Tides, which will be featured in the last episode of Lost Tides in a little while from now. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are interviewing somebody that appeared first in my channel in Lost Tides episode 5. One of the best episodes in actually some fans' perspectives. Today, and his part just recently finished up in the past episode of Lost Tides, part 10. He was playing a young sailor boy who was trapped in between two worlds, between a good world and a bad world, and didn't know what to happen next. Unfortunately, he didn't end up making it in the eyes of J. Bruce Ismay, the owner of the Titanic, as played by Hollow Doctor. He is the first out of, I don't know how many I am going to interview here on Lost Tides. He's probably going to be the first out of second. The second will be decided. Anyway, this actor did a great job for the many episodes he was in. And he is here to join us to answer some questions that some people have been wondering to be answered. He is here to answer many different types of questions. So, everybody, let's give a warm welcome to the actor that played Scottie in Lost Tides, Snowyboy2.
Hello. Hey. Good. How are you?
Alright, thank you, everybody. Thank you for your applause. Thank you. So thank you very much, Snowy Boy, for coming out here all this way to do this interview here.
Yeah, not much.
So wait, is that a Minecon cape?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Alright, so everybody, this is Snowyboy2 who played Scottie. So if you don't mind, Scottie, we have some questions for you.
Sure.
Okay. So everybody, let's begin with the questions. The first, please relax. This is an honor. Alright, so the first question is, what got you into Lost Tides?
Well, it first started when my friend had this YouTube channel, and this other guy was helping, and the guy who was helping him offered for me to be in Lost Tides. And at first I was kind of hesitant about it. I didn't know if I would be that good for it, and at first I wasn't as good as he expected me to be, but I got better, and so yeah.
So you got the part by a chain, like a little chain from you knowing a friend, and that friend's friend had a series called Lost Tides, and you ended up helping with Lost Tides and getting into the show?
Yeah, he asked me to help build some carriages for, I think, Lost Tides 4 or 5, and after that he just offered me a role because I helped so much. It took about 3 hours total to do all those stuff.
That's an interesting story. So another thing, would that role as Scottie be the first decision of a role that you would pick?
Yeah, I think it would have been probably one of the first roles I would have picked, since it's kind of simple. I didn't have to do much. I just had to show up when I needed to show up. And it took a while for all my parts, just because sometimes I wasn't able to get on when they expected me to. So that's how my part turned out. Maybe a little bit smaller than it might have been, but it's perfectly okay with me because I enjoyed it a ton.
So about how long, Snowy Boy, were you involved in, basically how long were you considered a cast member of Lost Tides?
Well, it all started a year ago when he asked me to be a part of Lost Tides, and it just kind of escalated from there. We went from just me building some stuff to me acting as Scottie, like a small part here and there, and then it ended up me like getting brainwashed, I would say, by Ismay, and then ending up getting shot.
So, other than, jrh724 and some of the, other than him, who was probably one of the best actors to work on the set of Lost Tides for the little time you were in the show?
Other than JRH, I think probably either Michael Fitz or Davey. Because when we weren't recording Lost Tides, Davey always was funny and cracking jokes every now and then. And then Michael, he same thing, he was being funny. So one of those two probably.
I see. So, what was probably one of the funniest memories you can possibly remember while working on set?
One time we were filming a scene and I was supposed to be arguing with EJ in one of the rooms, and you might have remembered it. It was in the Marconi room, and it was just I didn't know what to say for a second, so I'm just like, "You used me," and I just kept repeating that, and then I said, "Well, that's just about it." And at the moment, it was hilarious because I was just kept repeating something that I just said, and that's just about it.
Oh, wow. All right, let's take a look at that scene actually right now.
And I thought you were my loyal boss.
Are you trying to question my authority?
You used me.
I used you? What about Ismay? Ismay is brainwashing you.
Well, you used me, and yeah, that's it.
And that was the funny scene that Snowyboy said was probably one of his best memories on set of Lost Tides. That was hilarious. That was really good. That was
yeah.
Good. So, let's think of something else. Now, would you have extended your character longer if you could, or do you think it was time up for Scottie?
Well, I think it was just about time for Scottie to probably either survive the shipwreck or die, because it would have been weird with Scottie being on that island with Joe and Frank. And if I had survived, maybe we could have, like, when they got to New York, maybe they could have run into me. But I think it was about the time for the end of Scottie.
Alright, now, Snowy Boy, another question is, what was probably one of your favorite moments in Lost Tides, or favorite lines, or favorite thing that somebody might have did on set?
I think one of my favorite parts was when Joe and Frank were looking through the boiler rooms, I think trying to find EJ, and they got caught from Murdoch, I think, and then when they went up to the captain's quarters, EJ was like yelling at Murdoch, like he's just like, "You can't torture these kids like this. You can't just chase them around when they've done nothing wrong." And it was a good scene. I think that a lot of the fans enjoyed it too.
That was a very good scene. So another question that I wanted to ask you was, so while working on set of Lost Tides, do you think you were beginning to get a little sad when you knew that your time was coming up?
Yeah, a little bit, because I was having a lot of fun with Lost Tides, but then again, even the cast that I didn't personally get to talk to over the internet, most of them were kind of, I think, happy that my role was over, because a lot of times I wasn't there, like I said. And but yeah, I was kind of sad because I thought maybe I could have done a little bit better or more maybe. But to be honest, I think again it was about time for Scottie to be over.
Now, when you were told, Snowy Boy, that you were going to get shot in Part 10, what was your reaction to that?
Well, at first I'm like, wait, so I get shot? And then I remember that there was some violence on the Titanic before it actually sank. So, and there was no, like, shooting or killing or violence of any kind yet in the Minecraft movie, Lost Tides. So I'm just like, okay, I guess it kind of makes sense because some people died getting shot or stabbed or killed by someone else. So I'm just like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, but I'm also kind of sad. I'm just like, oh, my role's over. But when we actually made the scene, it was like it made me and JRH both flinch whenever we watched it over and over again. So that's what happened, and yeah, I was just kind of sad.
Some people on YouTube now, Snowy Boy, are starting Minecraft, like, Machinima's movie skits, and they have actors, too. What would you say for some actors? What do you say to them, some beginner actors that are just starting out? Because you were once a beginner actor, too. So what advice would you give them for making a successful actor out of themselves for their Minecraft Machinimas / movies?
Just keep going. If you think you're bad in the beginning, just keep moving on, and you will get better. Just don't give up.
Well, Snowy Boy, that's some very good advice. I think a lot of people will listen to that and do much better. So, everybody, please leave a round of applause for Mr. Snowyboy2 for coming out here and also playing a great job in the Lost Side series. He worked really hard and he did a great job. So, yep. So, you did a really good job. So, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming out here today, Snowyboy2.
Yep.
Alright, so everybody, thank you so much for coming this evening, and, I guess in the next show, there will be, Michael FTZ, aka EJ Smith, who will come in the next jrh724 show for an interview on his part in Lost Tides. So everybody, thank you for coming tonight. Good night!
Everybody's working for the weekend.